What's it going to take to make people change? You know, we said earlier on that, you know, all too often the only time people change is when they've been hit. You know, there's all this publicity and awareness about what's going on, yet you've still got these laggards really who aren't taking it as seriously as they should. How do you get people like that to change?
I think there's twofold. One is it is purely that education process, and it's relying on resellers, it's relying on vendors to help with that education process, to actually inform people that they really need to look at what they're doing, what they've got, and how they can fix that. Ultimately, this often just comes down to cost. So from a convincing point of view, we actually either have to work with them and prove that things are at risk, or something we found to be quite successful is actually offering it more as a service. So taking away that capex cost of saying, well, you need to go and spend £5,000, and saying, how does £150 a month sound, you know, and actually providing it as almost an on-premise cloud solution, really, where it's completely outsourced, it's completely serviced, and maybe all the reporting and logging is off-site, but nevertheless the physical piece of tangible hardware to do that security is still on-site. The nice thing about that, and we've been doing that type of thing for customers for many years, because typically these are costed over 3 years, the nice thing is every 3 years we're now seeing customers with renewed security, and they're not paying any more for that, and also dealing with, I mean, the scale of the internet is increasing, so performance and bandwidth is also another critical factor. But a lot of people buy next generation firewalls and turn off all the features. Why? Because BT can give them a 100 meg connection for £100 a month. When they turned all the features on, with the antivirus checking gone, they're only getting 10 meg out of their firewall. So they've turned it off. So again, we size all of our firewalls to make sure everything can be turned on and give them that throughput. It's what you do with it that matters. It's not just about buying a box and saying, oh, I've ticked a box because I've bought a XYZ brand, it does it. Well, did you enable it? Did you configure it? And you know, is that real for your environment?
Yeah. I mean, Florian, Mark's described there, you know, that cost and complexity are still issues around here. And, you know, security is a pretty complex, technical, jargon-filled area, isn't it? You know, what more do you think the industry can be doing to help make it easier for people to be able to make sure they are up to date?
I think it's all down to definitely to education, but as well, unfortunately, but that's the fact, is demonstrating ROI. Often, you know, customers, as we've said before, it's like, yeah, you know, I don't really need it, nothing really bad happened. So you could return the question, say, do you drive? Yeah? Do you car insurance? Yeah? Did you have any accident? No. So what do you pay? £20 or whatever what is per month your insurance provider? Oh yeah, because just in case. Well, with security it's the same. And it's true, complexity, vendors, obviously not Dell security, but some vendors loves to make things complex, because the more complex it sounds, the more interesting they think it's going to be, and therefore they might sell. But anyway, it's true that with the next generation firewall, you remove, I would say, complexity away, because the beauty, or one of the key benefits of a next generation firewall, is from one single hardware, you can actually combine key security services or key security features, such as obviously gateway antivirus, you know, IPS, IDS, content filtering, and more application firewall. So the ability to create rules based on application signatures and user identity is much better than relying on, you know, port and protocols type policies, even though you can still do it, of course. On the other end, you know, some customers might say, well, yeah, but, you know, having all my eggs in the same bag, you know, from a security point of view, you know, might not be the best thing to do, because performances might be not where they should be, and so on and so forth. And as a result, my security will be lower than if I had, you know, 2 or 3 pain point products. And the reality, I can speak for Dell SonicWALL type technology, but the reality is it's not. You know, you take the latest NSS lab reports on next generation firewall, you know, the efficiency of the next generation firewall technology, from our point of view, is demonstrated. You don't have to compromise, you know, performance and price for security. You can have it all. So that's the key benefit of next generation firewall. You remove complexity, and you still deliver high level of security.